Hello there and welcome to this brand new series where we are going to be taking a look back at old Ninjago sets from 2011 to 2014. Obviously last November I did ask in a poll if you would like to see this and you overwhelmingly voted yes, so here we are. Today, on January 1st, we are starting with Kai and Bonezai, their spinners from 2011. These were released of course way back 10 years ago today now, and these were actually the first two that I ever got. So Kai was the first, and then a few days or weeks later I did pick up Bonezai. So we are going to be starting off with Kai. As you can see, we've got everything here, the instruction manual, the cards, the figure of course, and everything at the box. But yeah, let's start with Kai. So this is everything that we got with the set. Of course we've got the cards back here, just knock them over, and then of course the spinner, which of course was the main attraction to these. So there was Kai's, and as you can see, it has his fire emblem printed on it on the orange spinner. And then on the underside, you can see the little piece they used to make it spin. And what you did with these was you just spun them like so. But we'll take a look at that later. And then you had this bit in the middle where you could stand a figure, like so. And then you could knock them out using it. So the idea was that you would spin into each other, and then the little bit would spin and push them out. So you can see the little light grey bit there that goes up and down, so that the character would be knocked down. And of course, to lock it, you would line those two arrows up, and that would be the most secure position for the figure to be in, because you don't want to put him there because they're going to easily fall out. But yeah, with the figure himself, here he is. This was Kai from 2011, the very first Kai minifigure they ever made. And yeah, you can see the print there, it's very nice. So yeah, you can see 10 years later and it's still going strong. And then there is his face, you can see there under that, which is again very nice. And there was no back detailing, but the back of the hood did have that little clip on it there. It was of course the classic ninja hood. And yeah, that is Kai. And of course he does come with 3 weapons. We've got this buildable weapon here. He came with a gunmetal grey spear and a golden katana, which for the longest time was used as a sword of fire until they released it in the summer. So yeah, that is everything that came with the figure. And of course he's got enough spots on him for you to attach all 3 weapons so you won't lose them. And of course you could put him in his spinner, and then he would be ready for action. So you could spin him away like so. And yeah, these were pretty good back in the day, and they still are today. And of course the last thing we got these extra bricks which you could use to bump up things on the spinner. So for example, you could build walls that would make the figure stay in easier, because this can spin a lot less with those on. And yeah, you could also of course bump the spinner up, which is one of the gimmicks of the cards, which we're going to get to now. So these are the cards that came with Kai in 2011. Of course we've got the main Kai character card here with the different bits of elements on it. 400 for fire, 300 for earth and lightning, and then none for ice. And this was of course the first card, as you can see there. And then special points 1000 of course. After Kai we had Power Up, which would put an extra weapon in the character's hand until they win. Then we had Wall of Fire, so you just stood up the card using this, and then if your opponent knocked it down, they'd lose. Shaky Bones, where the opponent puts their minifigure in the spinner with one leg. And then Higher Ground, which is a golden card. And as you can see, you would build the bricks on the bottom of the spinner to give yourself the high ground, just like Obi-Wan Kenobi. And yeah, that was what came with Kai. And of course, last thing, I do have the instructions for some of these. In fact, I think I have them for all of them, but haven't found them all yet. But I have found them for both of these, which is fortunate. So of course, Kai there. And then here we've got the spinner arena that came in the starter pack. And then you would just open this up, and it would show you how to build him. There, you can see that. So you'd see how to build, how to use the spinner, and then a bunch of how to play the game in different languages there. And on the back of this we had more of that, and we had a little advertisement for some of these sets. I do not have the dojo or the turbo shredder sadly, so I won't be doing those, but I do have the ice dragon and the skull motorbike. So yeah, those are good sets, and you'll be seeing those two in the coming weeks. That is it for Kai. Now we can get on to Bonezai. So of course, just like Kai, he came with his cards, the instruction book, the minifigure, spinner, and the 3 weapons. So, starting with the minifigure, here is Bonezai, the only Skullkin who didn't have a special hat. So there you can see the print on his belt there, the face, which is very cool, very goofy, I do like it. It's got the eyes going up and down there. And the arms, of course, were designed specially so the weapons would be held sideways like so when he's in the spinner they could reach out and hit the opponent. So yeah, and the back there you can see the back of the armor piece, and I'm not going to bother taking it off because we all know what these Skullkin look like under there. And yeah, that was Bonezai. He came with 3 weapons again. We had this mace, which was rubber, we had this golden pickaxe, and then we had this axe, the bone axe, of course. And then his spinner, as you can see, was black, just like all the other Skullkin. And it has got the blue skulls on it with the ice there. And of course, just like with Kai, you would spin it, and it would spin away. As for his cards, of course they came on white bricks. You can see there's Bonezai's character card. Unlike Kai, he has no fire. And we had pick and choose, gravity drop, limbo, which was the golden card, and then spiral vortex. So yeah, the graphics on these cards were very good, and it is a shame that they stopped doing them, but they were nice to collect at the time. And so yeah, that's it for Bonezai's cards. And again, instructions, we just had Bonezai on the front there, and then they are basically the same as Kai's, except all the info will be with Bonezai, and I believe that the advertisements are exactly the same. So I'm not going to bother too much with going into taking a look at those. So that is it for Bonezai. Now I can get to an overview of the sets and tell you more on what's to come with this new series. And so yeah, now onto my overall thoughts for these. These were definitely very, very good sets back in the day, and they still are today. If you can ever have the chance to pick them up, I'd definitely recommend it. As I said, these were the first 2 that I ever got. And yeah, of course, both of them go together well. Obviously it's fire and ice. You stick them both in the spinners, and then you would get a weapon, put it out to the side like so, and you would have them spin to battle. So yeah, these are 2 that you could get and have fight each other, which is very cool. And of course the cards they come with, again, also very cool. And yeah, they would just kind of spin like so, and this time I knocked the weapons out, which usually you're not meant to do. You're meant to knock the characters out. But yeah, that's basically all I've got to say for this review. So again, like I said, more of these will be coming later in the month. We're going to be starting with 2011 stuff, and then we're going to move to 2012, then 2013, then 2014. And yeah, hope you have enjoyed, and I will see you again very shortly.